Be qualifying into that land here. We have Kaipi facing off against DB, aka the Danish boys, and well, we're gonna see how Kaipi are gonna be able to do it. They've had a bit of hot and cold success. There's a lot of hype behind this team, a lot of hype behind a certain Sync player. And look at this, a very unique start, straight down the middle with a 5-man smoke here, Blaze, coming out from the Danish Bears. They have great first blood potential. Level 1 fight with Ace on that gyrocopter, and Mad. Uh-oh, the captain. He is a bit too close to trouble here. Did not suspect them coming up from behind. I don't think anyone would. So that's going to be leading into a good catch from the Oracle, into a rocket barrage, and Oracle even picks up the first blood. It is going to be the Danish Bears who strike first.
This is one of the rotations and the paths that I've been expecting since 6.86 ever pushed that tier 1 tower back. The fact is it doesn't reveal invis, it doesn't break smoke, so there's a lot of potential for people to go in, and you see that in the mid game, but I've actually never seen that used in a level 1 clash until now, and it's obviously very effective. Everybody expects the danger to come from the east, and then you just kind of hit them from the backside. Oracle, he's almost as good as Tusk at securing the first blood when you're going for the smoke plays, because as soon as you get vision, you get the Fortune's End out, and you just allow your team to close in on them very effectively. So good start there. Obviously the first blood will go to Oracle, and it'll just be a 1-for-1 on the bounty runes.
He supports, you know, it feels natural more to give the core the first blood so they can have that much more of a better time. Maybe a mid laner would be your best case, but hey, supports can use a lot with that first blood gold. You get quicker boots, you know, maybe you get to secure that second set of wards a lot sooner, an early TP scroll that you might not have had usually to rotate and help out. So already going right to work, Cancel steps in, and he may have and then, of course, that high burst nuking damage against what could be a very frail life pool. This could be a hard laning phase for him.
Yeah, he'll run the Stout Shield and have the Dazzle next to him, so the boar harassment should be something they can mitigate to an extent, but even still, that low armor takes its toll pretty quickly. And yeah, around level 3 and 5, when that Flame Guard should allow him a couple times, he's been able to execute pretty well at the mid lane, and it loves those kind of intelligence heroes that have very finesse type spells, so I think the Evoker suits him pretty well. One
day maybe he makes it to a LAN, I'll hit him up for a beverage and he can tell me how to pronounce his name properly, but in the meantime, I'll try my best here with Mr. Ping, who is currently got 10 CS to Sing 11. He's also in a bit of trouble here, Blade.
You're not going to have as much kill potential going for the quick pickoffs. Like, if he has Exhort, Sunstrike Roar is such an easy combo. Every time Mad is within Roar range, he's dead. And the Beastmaster is going to create so many kill and assist opportunities. But going for this Quaz Wex, while they will be able to burn the mana of the team, I feel like Kaipi are happy to go, like, triple Arcane Boots. Sing often goes for the Ether Lens anyway, so we can see Arcanes even on him. And I don't think the Quaz Wex is going to be as effective, potentially.
But Oracle right by his side. They have a little bit extra sustain and deceptive nuking damage here with level 2 now into Purifying Flames. It'll do huge work, but at the same time, it's top lane where Bone 7, no, is going to be going down here. Does get caught off, and it will be the Gyrocopter Ace who does pick that one up.
Yeah, he almost got the Firefly away into impassable terrain, but the fact is the Nightmare will lock him down and the Gyrocopter will finish him off. So phase boots up on Ace now. He's going to really be able to bully back this Batrider, and while the Batrider, Boat 7, has been trying to stack up his Secret Shop hard camp, that's been actually sentryed out at an interesting timing. It's not after before the first spawn, it's after that spawn, preventing any potential stacks.
Oh, Ping in trouble mid lane. He gets caught out. There's a nice little troll net, locks him in place under the tower now. Sing getting hit pretty, hits him up with the serious heal. Beastmaster changed up again, but Cancel isn't going to have enough firepower. Even Mad gets off a pot shot or two, but it's not going to be good enough. Bane rather, but the Oracle's there with a false promise and gets the quick save for Ace. Nobody goes down. The damage follow-up just doesn't seem to exist at all for Kaipi. Now Sing has been able to make a move out, but he's going to be good. The heal from the Purifying Flames now going to be coming out through. While Ace is in trouble. Fate's Edict, though, with the heal, we'll be able to save him up. Look at the body block work, though, coming in.
That quick kill on bottom as they just simply roar the Batrider. Very fast with the boots of travel, but without a blink or a force staff, it's still going to be him that is very pressure. The Centaurs, if they get close, can obviously do a lot of chain stunning, but I guess Sing is going to try to set him up for that.
X-Torrent boat combo, Fate's Edict, and that's it, completely taken away. Ace, though, is going to be locked down from the Centaurs coming out, but he's still going to be healed up and good. The sustain coming out from the Danish boys is just so good. They're not letting up. They got the bird scouting him from above. The King now rushes in. They got him. Double kill for Ace. Ruthless are the Bears from Dane. But finally, Bone back now. Lasso quickly canceled for the false promise. Nothing comes easy at all for Kaipi. Now a call down comes from Ace. He gets healed up completely from the false promise. Bone goes down. Mad goes down again. Blaze, it's an absolute disaster for Kaipi.
They are just getting outplayed left, right, and center. Between Rise and Noya, the counterplay is there perfectly. And Ace is coordinating with them really well. I've seen, well, the time that he was diving in mid, he was holding his one, not using it at the most obvious of times because he knew he could get the double heal for the false promise. Like they know so well how to make this work and how to time everything before 16 minutes and a Roche under their belt.
Here comes Kaipi, though. They want to contest. They've smoked. They're on the way, but it's too late. The Roche goes down, but it's not late enough. They've already...
In a sustained manner. They're going to TP top. They've already taken the bottom tier 2, and they didn't even take hardly any damage up top.
Top, they're looking for Sing right now. He will be able to sidestep the tornado. He gives himself the bow just for the good rum, but they've already made their catch. He's going to X to pull back the Beastmaster here, who is holding the roar. Not going to be able to get close enough to put it off, though. Sing has been able to make it away from trouble. That is a rare sight this game for Kaipi, though, unfortunately for them. But Nate is happy to pick up the pieces where Sing left off. He does get caught out, and he does Kaipi 6.
Yeah, that Ether Lens, Purifying Flames damage and range is just disgusting. He's always going to be able to finish the job if somebody's narrowly escaping death. But it will.
Bears is so much more manly. I feel like I'm disrespecting. I'm sorry, fellas, but they continue to dance around here. X will be sent out, but there'll be no torrent follow-up, except for when the aim makes it to the tower. But Flame Break doesn't matter. They get their tier 2, and they look like they're on a objective to-do list of Kaipi. And the Danish Bears are kind of circling around the exterior of the base, hoping for Beastmaster to get the catch once again onto Bone here with the roar. He keeps thinking about it, but no trigger will be pulled yet.
They're just going to go hardcore for the high ground. While the Ember Spirit's still working on a battle period, they're going to be breaking the base. They're going to connect with the Tornado.
Yeah. The Tornado EMP, he's going to be stuck with very little blue bar at this point, while the Bears have already gone in for the tier 3. Glyph now going to be forced. Now, Kaipi are splitting up the map here. Cancel at the top, and it was Mad working at the bottom. He does make his retreat back to the base, and that's going to be enough. Bears pull out at this point. And, you know, they could consider finally, you know, paying a visit to the northern part of this map. Still a tier 1 and a tier 2 there for them. So there's some free money on the map, Blaze.
Yeah, they definitely have the full power to take that, and I think that would solve one of the problems they're having, where just constantly Kaipi are splitting the top lane, because it's the blink on the Beastmaster. He can't really punish that, so Hesta Joe is kind of just walking it in. And as such, I do feel like just pushing out top tier 1, top tier 2 would be the most methodical.
Very far ahead at this point, about 12K. So even if they get one pick off here on a Beastmaster, it could earn them a huge purse. Can they get it? Bone looks for it. He's running.
Fight isn't guaranteed to die here, but it's highly probable.
Cancel does step in. Tries to bodyguard Bone 7 with a good set of chains, and Bone now playing with the realities of this map. Makes it up to the pedestal of a high ground here.
Hawk.
But they got the Hawk. Hawk, though, could be coming a bit too late. Bone has heading east here.
Good movement from Bone. This is the only way you get out of it, is just going as far towards the enemy base as possible, ironically.
And it does have about 10 more seconds before he can make the TP out, and by then I'm sure the Danish Bears will realize. They're thinking they got him still cut off, and they're waiting for him to fly out from either side, but the jig is up. He's already made his way out, and Kaipi do have a couple of extra minutes to work with now to farm across the map to try to get themselves a bit more relevant in this game. Even Sing committing his boat and all to just try to keep the lanes pushed. Mid lane tier 1 is supple and could be the second or third actually tower grab here for Kaipi. While top lane, it looks like finally Blaze the Danish Bears are going to be able to get rid of this tier 1 and make their presence from the north.
A very telling aspect of this game is the fact that Pinkvin has only cast Ghostwalk like once, maybe twice. So he hasn't really had to play defensively at all. He's just been able to look for the long-range catches, all that initiation that they've kind of been lacking, and he's been able to play the Quaswex Evoker in a very different manner than the norm. Obviously, like you mentioned earlier, the Orchid is going to be great against like heroes like the Ember, the Dazzle, but just the fact that he hasn't really had to worry about disengaging, that he's able to just fight with his team is a very disengaged, but here we're just seeing him go right for the base with his teammates here, and it seems like the right play.
Yeah, they got the tier 1, the tier 2, and why not continue to make the most out of this lane while you got the chance? There's not much contention happening elsewhere. Mid lane, a brief push from Cancel, while bottom the Chen is trying to split the extra pressure here and finally force the Danish Bears back. They're not letting up just yet here, so.
They can't really sustain this too much more, though. They don't have an Aegis on the gyrocopter, and they put him at risk quite significantly. Batrider now finally has the Blink Dagger and does have an opportunity here if Sing gets a really good Torrent. They're probably going to wait for this next wave, and if Danish Bears push, we're going to see a boat, and we're going to see a response. But obviously it's taken too long. They're kind of fatigued, worn down from all the Torrents and long-range harassment, and well, Batrider is still going to be in some trouble.
Yeah, he finally gets his Blink Dagger here, but he also gets hit up with a nice little cold snap coming out from Ping, and that leads to a Batrider takedown. If they were a bit more together at this point, they could now make a push for the high ground, not having to worry about that pesky lasso, but for now they'll just take it as a free pick. So all day it ends up being that tier 1, tier 2, a Batrider kill. Still things very successful for them, 7-20, a net worth lead still above 10K here. But we have to touch base here with Cancel on the Ember Spirit. He's the dark horse for this team to be able to pull it out later. Has the boots of travel and is slowly built up towards a 2K gold. Oh, is going to be safely farming, which is the right call to make because Invoker Ghost Walking on the move with the Orchid and that will be the retreat there for Kaipi.
And that should be as well the attempt for Roshan if they do scout it out here with the Hawk.
Looks like they will. We'll see if they quickly head that direction or if they want to push out mid lane probably, keep Kaipi force inside their base. They saw that last time they went for the Roche. Kaipi did end up showing up. It was a bit too late, but with a smoke, so they are a team that could be there. But with this takedown of the Roche, we'll get him that much closer to the level 3. And as you said, they need to make a lot of work happen with this Aegis, preferably inside the base of Kaipi, because this game, you don't want to be racing against the clock with this one.
Yeah, I mean, they can still look at, like, Refresher, Beastmaster, Divine, Gyro, and have crazy late game, but they don't need to. Like, they're at such an advantage right now, they can solidify that. Bone 7 will get the jump up top. That will be Cancel coming in as well, but they need the Centaur stun. They need all the lockdown. It's going to be the boat and Torrent to secure it, while bottom, they go hard onto Mad.
Now, they get Mad, but what might have not been seen right before that is Cancel's rotation to the top lane was just a breath of a moment away from being canceled. Beastmaster made the blink jump. His arms were in the air for the roar, but it didn't connect in time, and Cancel was able to make his rotation to the top lane.
That's the problem, dude. That's the problem. You don't roar with your arms. You roar with your mouth. Come on.
The efficiency is just let the mouth do the work. There's no bother with making the whole tribute with the axes in the air, and because of that, it's going to be Kaipi who do get a boost. So taking down someone like Invoker, especially by someone like the Chen, will get him a huge net worth boost here, and it looks like suddenly he has Greaves and is building up into possibly a 4-staff.
Yeah, Greaves is extremely important in this game. You can dispel Orchid. It doesn't cost any mana to use your mag. Obviously, it gives you mana with the Arcane Boot factor. It's very important against the Wexvoker, like above all else. So it's definitely nice that they're going to have that available. But in the end, I don't feel like the Chen's going to be able to do the heavy lifting. They have to really outplay via the Kunkka of Sing Sing as well as the Ember of Cancel.
Invoker Tornado is going to miss, but there is a response.
Or just get like 5 free Invokers. That works
Lasso,
too.
Torrent, Bolt. Where's the assistance? Oracle's here, and he's going to be committing the false promise. We'll be able to keep him alive and well. Quickly, Kaipi will 180 out of there. Right call to make, because still probably not feeling that confident in a full team fight. Almost get the pick, though.
Yeah, really, just the range of initiation and counter-initiation here from Noya's Oracle. You can never really feel confident there's not going to be the response team, because this guy can be so far away to still get that ulti out. I mean, that range is practically a screen in width. Like, that is a very, very powerful range of ultimate, and he's even going to get some hits on the Batrider here, but they have to obviously group up. They still have to get everybody together. The Gyrocopter is obviously not here and ready to fight just yet. He's got the BOTs to come in if the creep wave is there.
They're flirting around quite a bit with Bone, which has gotten the Oracle close enough for the X combo, but he preemptively does the Fate's Edict to take no damage. But I like Sing's mind games. He doesn't commit with the Torrent right away, waits instead, then hits him when the Fate's Edict does cancel. But here comes Danish Bears. It's the final wing of this Aegis Blaze. This is the time for the push. This is when they need to get something done, and they catch out Bone with the Primal Roar. Now the Grave will be there. Glimmer force everything they can to save him, even Mad giving his own life for it. But now they've turned their attention towards the mid lane. They take the tier 3. They get a nice grip onto Sing and finish him off. Oh, this might have been the push that leads to the victory here for the Danish Bears. Almost getting canceled. Will take him down. He's out. No buyback for just about a minute. Danish Bears now finally can step back, go for the actual prize, and that is this mid lane set of racks. Singh trying his best with the buyback here to slow them down. Even flame breaks flying out, but at this point it might be too late to save and salvage what's left in the mid lane. In fact, Danish Bears even looking for the same movement here at the top lane. Blaze, could this be game ending?
It definitely could. I mean, you've already brought back the Kunkka. He has to make this final boat worthwhile. You have to go in hard. You have to be able to disable 3 heroes in a single boat. If they just spread out, they've got this fight. They've got this game. But we're going to see a couple cooldowns popped out from the Oracle here. He's exhausting a lot just to make sure the gyrocopter is full. And they do find boat 7 on the side.
Well, they don't have to find him. He jumps right into him, but doesn't have much else to offer with the lasso already being on cooldown. It just takes a simple cold snap to finish him off. It looks like it will be the Danish Bears securing not 1, but 2 sets of racks here. This is going to put Kaipi on their backs. If they weren't against the wall now, they're flat down on their back, laying on the ground because it is looking rough. They do catch the X here onto the Oracle, hoping to get some pickoffs here on the way out. Could get them at least a huge net worth boost. Catch the Danish Bears at their weakest when they've already expelled so much, but they still have lots of sustain here, Blaze. They are going to finally get the catch work onto Oracle, but that's when they made their turnaround. The Roar's back up, and they're going for the finishing blow here. Cancel is going to get saved up from the grave, so they change targets for the Chen. They'll take him out instead. Cancel is able to make it away, but not so lucky for one of the support staff. Ace, not going to be caught out from the boat. Good save with the help of the Glimmer. Cancel's back from the fountain. Moves in hard with the Remnant here, but not going to be able to get the chains grab with the sleight of fist. Danish Bears making a long intervention inside the Kaipi base, but finally they've walked away, Blaze, and they've walked away very rich. 2 sets of racks down, plethora of kills, 9 to 26, net worth probably getting over 20K. It is. It's all great from here for Danish Bears in game 1.
Yeah, it's nearly insurmountable at this point. Kaipi will probably go for push out lanes and then go for one very desperate smoke play. But in the end, it just seems like from the mid game where Danish Bears were outplaying them, Kaipi weren't really able to get a foothold. Early on, they wanted to push towers. They wanted to take early fights, and almost no kills were going their way. Danish Bears were able to respond. Every time Kaipi went offensive, they at least traded like 3 for 1, if not preventing any deaths for their own side. So this built up the gyrocopter very quickly. This allowed their team as a whole to just have this massive experience advantage. I mean, just look at the experience graph. By the 17, 18 minute mark, they were already over 10,000 ahead. And sure, there was a little bit of a swing back there for Kaipi as they got to trade a few kills. But when you're that far behind that early, noting that all these kills have been denied to you, it's almost impossible for you to gain momentum and traction.
Looks like they will get a forgiving pickoff there on the Bane, who happened to just be far from home and out on his own. Does cost their lasso for the commitment here, but Kaipi now with advantage in numbers and not worrying about the Bane. They feel confident about this. This could be their all-or-nothing play to take those steps for a turnaround here, but they're not going to be able to get ping. Roar comes out. It's again going to be on the bone. They'll take out the Bat Rider, and the rest of Kaipi quickly make their retreat away before there are more casualties in this one. You know, it's a shame the Oracle, I mean, don't get me wrong, Greaves, fabulous item this game. Certainly the heal benefits his whole arsenal, especially False Promise. I don't know, in this particular game, when you realize your False Promise is such a huge, huge tool, I would have said even a Blink Dagger could have been just as valuable. It might have even saved the Bane in that last
again,
range.
Highlight this spell, dude. This spell is such a long range. He has not really missed any opportunities here to save. Even when Ace is really far forward, they're always keeping within range of each other. So, yeah, I love Blink, but either lens can do a fraction of the job, and it's more on Ace to not be too far away from the Oracle.
Hopefully he has that fast trigger finger to get the catch. Because once Bone is able to get the grab and force staff out, it will be even out at the craziest of range from that Ether lens. Hasn't been a problem yet because more so it's been Bone getting caught out before the fight can even begin. But here come the Danish Bears, looking for their last set of racks to close out just game number 1. It is a best of 3, but there's also a single elimination. You lose this series, you are out. You cannot make it to the land here for the Star Ladder I-League Invitational. Tier 3 now down, Blaze. Last set of racks already exposed. There is no Aegis here on the side of Danish Bears, but we have mighty weapons coming out with the help of this MKB from Ace. They're playing this one Pretty disciplined, though. Only taking what they can. The jump in, the roar. Again, it's on the Bat Rider. They follow the call down. Boat will come out, and a send back to the base will keep him alive. But there's already a hard commitment from the Bears. They get a nice grip on for Singh. Grave keeps him alive briefly, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be out for a minute without a buyback. And now the Oracle, saving himself with a good Fate's Edict and Purifying Flames combo, and they will finally take down Bone, and he will say that's game. Tal has been thrown. It's Danish Bears who will take game number 1 of this best of 3.
Extremely well executed. That's the bottom line. If you just go back and look at each and every one of those fights, it felt like Danish Bears were on a completely different level. The way they were able to react to tough situations, the way they were able to respond. Of course, they drafted themselves into that. They drafted the Oracle Bane and against the Bone 7 Bat. They drafted the long duration lockdown that could punish the Ember Spear. Like, I feel like Danish Bears' draft was really on point, but I feel even more so their play and their micromanagement of situations where they're like, okay, well, this person's got 3 or 4 different spells flying at them.